Everything in life matters. Some things a little, some things a lot. We just don't know which is which. Hi, my name is Dwayne Spears, and several years ago I attended a self-improvement seminar, and the speaker was Jim Rohn, and he said, everything in life matters. Some things a little, some things a lot. We just don't know which is which. If I may, I'd like to share a personal experience where this belief became stronger in me, and I taught a young man that everything in life indeed does matter. Well, I was a motorcycle officer for Los Angeles Police Department, and I was working out of West Traffic, and I was working speed complaints. So I was working a speed complaint in Bel Air, on one of the streets up in the hills of Bel Air, and I had my motorcycle parked on the curb, and my radar, I had it strapped to the handlebar, and I was standing behind it so I could see the radar and see the traffic come down the hill. Now this was really a narrow residential street. There was no sidewalks, a lot of curves, and I had a couple cars stopped, and I was writing the driver's tickets, and then I heard the audio on my radar, and I looked up and saw the display, and it was nearly 50 miles an hour, and there was a sports car coming down the hill. So I stepped out and flagged the car over and went up to the driver and told him what he had done, and I was going to write him a ticket. Well, he got out, and young kid. He was on his way to class at UCLA, and he was determined to get out of the ticket. And his name was Christopher. You know, he was really a good kid, but he did not want that ticket, and so we were bantering back and forth, and he would raise his voice in support of his position, and I'd be calm and tell him, no, you are going to get the ticket, and these are the reasons why. So when he realized I was actually going to write the ticket, I could tell he was thinking, he said, well, you weren't on your motorcycle. Would you have chased me if I hadn't stopped? And I stopped and said, well, most likely not. About then, I hear the audio on the radar, and I look up and I see a motorcycle rider coming down 52 miles an hour. So I step out to flag him in, but he was going too fast and he passed us. But he was slowing down, and so I walked towards the motorcycle rider. He was about 100 yards south of us, and my back was to Christopher. And the motorcycle rider turned around, was coming back. Then all of a sudden he makes a quick U-turn and splits. He leaves. Well, I turn around and go back to Christopher, and I say, well, one got away. And he said, I waved him on. And I said, what? You waved him on? And he said, yeah, I waved him on. I said, you shouldn't have done that. And he said, why not? It won't matter. And I said, yes, everything matters in life. Some things a little, some things a lot. We just don't know which is which. I could tell by the look on his face that he thought this guy was going off the deep end. But we talked a little bit more about life and philosophy, and he went to his class and I went to court. And then about 3 days later, I'm back at the same street, same location, working the complaint, and I had 3 cars stopped. Then I noticed a car coming up the hill stop across from us, and there was 3 or 4 people in the car, but I knew they was waiting to talk to me. So I finished the tickets, and the driver got out of the car and walked over to me. He had a sad look about him, and he said, do you remember me? And I said, yeah, you're Christopher. And he said, you really taught me a lesson the other day about things do matter. And I said, how do you mean? He said, do you remember the kid on the motorcycle? And I said, yeah, I remember him. He said, well, he was my roommate, and I thought I was helping him when I waved him on. But now I know I didn't. He made a wrong turn and went down a dead-end street, a cul-de-sac, and there was a big planter in the middle of the cul-de-sac, and he hit it and died instantly. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. Now, I'd been a policeman for 18.5 years, and I just couldn't believe that actually happened. So we talked a little bit, and I told him how sorry I was for his loss, and we shook hands and left. And like I said, I still was having a hard time believing it, so I went to the station and pulled a traffic report. And sure enough, at 9:30, there was a young kid on a motorcycle up in that area, had hit a planter and died. And it really bothered me, and I was telling another officer who was standing there, and I told him what happened, and he started laughing. And I couldn't believe he was laughing. He said, well, they just served the kid right for splitting, for running. And I said, this can't be. I said, I don't want to be like this. And I went home, and I was done working, and started thinking about it for several days. And I decided I don't want to be a policeman anymore. So I quit. I wrote my letter. In fact, it was 23 years at this time, and February 17th of 1986, I turned in my letter of resignation and to work in network marketing business. I never regretted that decision to leave LAPD. Did my business work? No. Fact is, 6 months after I quit, the company I was with went bankrupt. And I spent all my money. So I learned a new trade. I learned the mortgage business. And then in 1995, I was introduced to another network marketing company, and I've been with them since 1995 and been successful with it and really love it. I get to do what I want to do. And I just turned 65 last September, and I'm training. I'm training for my 100th birthday party. So if you think today or now is the time for you to make a change, I'd encourage you to do it. And if you want, you can go ahead and email me and tell me what your plans are, and I'll be happy to chat with you. And my email address is dwayne@dwaynespears.com. Just go ahead and email me, and I'll be happy to share with you some more of my experiences and some of the pitfalls I went through. But I'd be happy to help you. So God bless you, and take care.